So one thing at IA that we advocate is that investors really understand the methodology, things like inclusion, deletions of securities in a benchmark, and also how they're rebalanced because they have an impact on returns. How do you think about that, Raman?
When you look at indexes, they are, as you know, they're paper portfolios. So once the portfolio is constructed or index is constructed, they have to be regularly maintained. Otherwise, they'll become stale. And take the example, the market's evolving. There are newer IPOs which are happening. Companies are going bankrupt, and companies are taken over. So a lot of corporate events are taking place. So once the index is constructed, index providers ensure that the indexes are reflecting the opportunity set for which they were constructed. The exposures or the market segment or the market itself they are representing. If the indexes are not maintained, then the people who are replicating them, there'll be friction to them. There'll be cost to them because they'll be holding stocks which are not in the benchmark and they can't trade. So one of the biggest thing with the indexes construction process is that a properly defined, objective, rules-based index maintenance process, which kind of lays down the rule when the companies can be added, when the indexes will be rebalanced. And in the process, we also ensure that the turnover which is associated with the index maintenance is minimized. So I think all the index providers collectively make sure that once the index is constructed, they are objectively maintained, so ensure that they are reflecting the opportunity set for which they were constructed.
Okay.
Indices are governed by the index methodology, which sets out what the objective of the index is. So as part of that, rebalancing is done and taken care of to ensure that the index is following is objective. For example, if you have a small cap index and it's becoming larger and larger and no longer fits the criteria of being a small cap, then it's necessary to rebalance and to graduate the stock. So as part of that, in the index methodology, when to rebalance is already the frequency and the dates in which the index will rebalance is outlined in a rules-based, transparent manner. So as part of that, deletions and additions obviously occur, and every index provider, including S&P Dow Jones, we have index committee that ensures that there are buffers to make sure that there's no excessive turnover, no excessive trading. So the replicability, the investability of the index is ensured, as well as making sure that the index is staying true to its objective and the stated methodology.
Right.
To add to that, one additional point which you've seen is that more and more indexes are now global in nature. So synchronized rebalancing of different countries and different markets together is one of the biggest challenge for investors, active managers. Index providers achieve that in a very transparent manner. So if you take the case of a broader benchmark like MSCI All Country World, there are close to 50 countries in that. So if you are trying to manage that broad-based benchmark, you want to ensure that when you're rebalancing, they are synchronized, all the markets are open, so actually investors who are trying to replicate the benchmark don't face any friction.